Hello friends, I am Swati Charan, Assistant Professor of English in the Department of Social Sciences, Biyani Group of Colleges. Today my topic of my discourse is Feminism as a Literary Canon. I would just like to state this, that feminism is both a political stance and a theory that focuses majorly on, feminism as a theory talks about gender as a subject of studies in the cultural practices like art, literature, cinema, theatre, with respect to the real material conditions of the woman. It mainly focuses on the political, social and economic rights of women. In the late 18th century, first of all, in the field of English literature, Mary Wollstonecraft provided a voice from the woman's side in her book A Vindication of the Rights of Women in 1792, in which she talked that woman is not inferior to men, that education could be a medium through which women could stand in hand to hand to the men. And she was the one who said that female is she should not be made socially inferior to men, as the gender bias states so. Equal to it, the feminism, the wave of feminism was active in USA in the writings of Margaret Fuller in her work Woman in the 19th century. Margaret Fuller also proposed in her writings, and through her, Margaret Fuller also proposed that women should have political rights, economic rights and education, and she also worked on the prison reforms for the women. Virginia Woolf came as a feminist writer at the initial stage of the 20th century. Her cult work, A Room of One's Own, written in 1929, she states that it is the patriarchy which role of patriarchy is in making the woman inferior to men, and women should be given a chance to acknowledge her rights. And in her writings, later writings, Orlando also proposed the concept of androgyny. She stated that woman also has the right to say about herself. Woman should be a subject of her writings, and she is not the other. Half of the 20th century, only male writers dominated over the women writings, and the woman also wrote from the perspective of the men only. The literary devices, the whole content of literature was based upon the thoughts of men. Elaine Showalter, in her Literature of Their Own, proposed the three phases of the feminist writing. She is also a very renowned writer of feminism. In her first phase, in her writing A Literature of Their Own, she states that from 1840 to 1880, the writings written were by the women. They were anonymous writings, not fully aware, or they could not write their names behind their works. And some women also wrote behind the name of a man, like for example George Eliot. And the women also felt very proud to write their surnames, as for example Elizabeth Gaskell. So this period was a period in which women were not free, or they couldn't show that they were writers or novelists. The second phase, Elaine Showalter states it goes from 1880 to 1920. This was a phase when, as such, women spoke for them or fought for their rights or the autonomy of their political rights, be it their economic rights or in the field of writing also. The third phase, that is the female phase, Elaine Showalter states in her writing, comes in the latter half of the 20th century, in which the woman actually started writing for her own, as she was the subject of her writing. There is a cult work in this phase of Sandra Gilbert and Susan Gobar, A Mad Woman in the Attic, in which these two female writers show that the woman has the right to write about their sex, about themselves, about their body. They just introduce a term that they say that in fact women's texts are a sort of palimpsests. That is, there are hidden desires or hidden meanings in their text which are to be unveiled. So this cult work is kind of a very important initiation in the writing, in the feminist writing. That's all from my side, friends, today. For more details, you can log on to www.gurukpo.com. Thank you.